Hello my beautiful peoples. So today we are looking at general advice, information, guidance, whatever it might be, that's coming through from spirit, the universe. And so I don't know what's going to come through, so we're just going to go with it. So we have, with pile 1 we're using the Steampunk Tarot, and we have this, it's kind of, I'm certain it's a quartz of some sort, okay? I'm not sure which one. One would say probably white quartz. And it's linked with spirit, but I will find out for the actual reading when we get into it, pile 1, and I'll give you the info on that. And you have this little daisy white flower as your charm, which is quite cute. Got quite a bit of white here, so I'm intrigued by that. Group 2 we're using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, and you have the Tree of Life as your charm with Sunstone as your crystal, which is very interesting. This one is like quite earthy, this one's quite more spiritual air, I don't know. Anyway, and then group 3 we're using Zombie Tarot, and you have this rose charm and this black tourmaline. As you know, this isn't the usual black tourmaline I tend to use, but this is the one that came out, so I went with it. So yeah, pick your group. Hello pile 1. I realised when I checked back on the intro of this that my hoodie had loads of cat hair on it, so I do apologise. But yeah, downside of having a white furred cat, no matter how many times, and that's a short hair as well, no matter how many times, but whatever. Anyway, so today we're looking at, what's there else to say? So we'll be moving into your tarot momentarily. And these, oh yeah, sorry. So your crystal is the white quartz, or snow quartz is something else that it could be known as. I did my research, guys, don't worry. So it helps amplify your intentions. It diffuses an aura of tranquility, calm and peace into your energy field. Powerful healing. It's known as the Stone of Master Healing. Helps balances your yin and yang / feminine and masculine energies, because regardless of what gender you identify as, if you identify as any gender at all, we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. So it helps with clarity, the link with the crown chakra, unsurprisingly, and peacefulness. So that paired with your charm of this white daisy, I don't know why I'm doing it so down here, I think it's because I'm used to the camera not being so high up. Again, you've got a lot of white, which makes me think of tranquility, peacefulness, blah blah blah. So I don't know whether maybe that's something spirit might be encouraging more for you, or is maybe a state of which you're currently in. But we will see. So I've pulled a card from my Guardian on the Night Tarot. I tend to use, I know it's a tarot deck, but I don't tend to use other tarot decks just because, yeah, I struggle. I won't get into that. Anyway, so I use it to kind of help give me some idea of the energies and things that are going on. So if you guys, we had the 7 of Cups come out, and then I also pulled an oracle card from the, I want to say Sacred Forest. Yes, it is. Sacred Forest oracle. I haven't used it in ages. Which came out was the Starry Night with Acceptance. So we have the number 41 with that. What's interesting is, again, like with your crystal and charm, the colours are very matching. We've got a lot of evening stars, starry night. which is quite interesting. So the Seven of Cups generally is about choice. As you can see in this card, you've got the rabbit, or I think it is a hare, but I'm going to say it's a rabbit. Let me just make sure that's not too shiny, because I'm just aware of my lamp being right there. Hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, so you've got the hare here, and he's looking up at the sky and seeing all of these different cups in the stars. So maybe what I'm seeing here, because as well with the Starry Night card, you've got the person here, and then after looking up into the sky, you've got what looks like the end of a dream catcher. Is that maybe you guys have been a bit too much in this state of peaceful tranquility, and it's kind of like you've got these options and things coming that are available in front of you, but you're not moving. I'm getting a lot of pentacles energy here. I'm not getting a lot of movement. So let's see what your tarot has to say. So I'm just going to plop those there. Because they're all about balance here. You can't even see them properly. Perfect. There we go. Fab. Actually, colour light, I'm going to do what I did before, and I'll keep them over here. Sorry guys, I might whiz past this bit when I edit it all together, but yeah. Okay. Right, so let's see what your tarot has to say for itself. So, just a bit, guys. Five, almost. You have one. I'm not taking that many. So I'm just going to have to do a messy shuffling, so bear with me. And you can, there we go. Do 10 of Wands. Let's see. Okay. Got the Three of Swords. Starting to get a bit more of an idea of what this is, but we'll see. Okay. You flipped over straight away, so we've got the Two of Wands. That did not go where it was supposed to go. Can we please three, I said one. Don't worry, that's just me dropping half the deck, it's fine. It's fine. And okay, so you've got the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm just trying to move these along so I can get back to deck energy. And back to deck energy is Three of Wands. And I'm not surprised to see not much, although we have got a little bit of fire, not a lot. But that's fine. So let's have a look. Okay, so part one, what I'm seeing here with the 10 of Wands here, I feel this is representing you guys at this moment in time. As you can see, she's walking on her own in the middle of the night. She's got got a wands all on her back. She's got all the tarot cards flying out here, there and everywhere. It's very much having to deal with a lot on your own. However, with this particular 10 of Wands, it's not like she's struggling too much. She's quite, and because a lot of the time they're depicted like struggling to carry them, or they're like heavy on the back or something, but she seems to be okay. I mean, it is a heavy load, don't get me wrong, and the fact that things are coming off makes me think of divine intervention. So it's almost like you're dealing with these things yourself, and spirit is helping to clear some of the shit out of the way, basically. But if you notice as well with these two cards that we had to begin with the Seven of Cups and the Starry Night card, that the two individuals are on their own. The rabbit's on his own and the person here is on their own. So I feel like it's very much from this Three of Swords that you've obviously had some form of heartbreak or disappointment. It doesn't have to have been to do with a relationship, romantic one. I mean, it could be a friendship, a family member, anything. But there is some heartache, and that's why you're in this kind of I don't need anybody. And with this Two of Wands here, again, the guy on this card, if you can see, he actually was very quite sad. And what's interesting, I'm just drawn to the fact that in this card you can see he's holding what looks like a gear of some sort. It just makes me feel like it's almost like the missing piece to this, to get it to start working again. Now, I don't know whether that's necessarily someone coming forward, or whether it's maybe spirit. Because we have a lot of... I think it's what they're saying here is that you've been doing maybe a lot of meditations, inner healing, to heal this Three of Swords, which obviously is great. Well done. But I think what they're saying is now, especially with this Three of Wands being at the end here, and you've got an Ace of Pentacles, and to be fair, all of this at the end, is saying that you need to start looking beyond just remaining within this energy, like divine guidance and intervention and spirit and etc, etc. I mean, they're always going to be there for us. They're always going to help guide us on the best path. But sometimes another person is needed, because at the end of the day, they can't physically come down and be like, that way, that, you know what I mean? So sometimes they have to go through other people to help us, guide us that way. And I think what they're saying is that there's somebody that has tried. I don't know whether they know, they probably don't know, but maybe they've tried, I don't know, asking them up for coffee. And again, I'm not saying it has to be in a romantic way. It could just be, you know, to have a chat, or, you know, it could be like a work colleague, like, and they've recognised that maybe you're not your normal self or what have you, and they've tried or offered, you know, to have a chat, have a little heart to heart, but you're not you're very much in this Ten of Wands, but we haven't got a lot of defensive energy. I mean, we'll see what else comes out, she says. So you are opening to it, but you're very much kind of in the Seven of Cups, like the hair, where you're looking at it all, but you're not doing anything. You're not taking action. I mean, I know we have the Three of Wands over here, which is about kind of making the first steps. I mean, as you can see, the guy, it's like he's got his little telescope and he's making his plan on how he's going to move forward. So you are thinking about it, but you're just not currently taking the steps to do so. With the Three of Pentacles, which is all about collaboration ultimately, again, it's speaking about how this person here is trying to help you. They're trying to collaborate with you in some way, shape or form, but you're not too receptive. But then you've got this Ace of Pentacles here, which, I mean, this is quite a big Ace of Pentacles, isn't it? Let's be honest. Which is a new beginning. Again, with it being a pentacle, this is why I'm thinking of it to do with something to do with work or a work colleague or something like that. As opposed to romance, because I mean, we've got no cups. Well, I mean, we've got the Seven of Cups over here, but that isn't really relating to emotions per se. So I feel what they're trying to tell you is that you've done the healing. You don't need to be in this energy anymore. I think you're further along than what you think you are or are willing to accept or see. So we're going to get some clarification cards and get some more information on this and see. So going into spirit guides, can be the clarification for this Ten of Wands. Thank you. So you got the Seven of Cups again. Perfect. Can I get a clarification card, please, for this? With this, sorry, it's like I'm just getting like from Forrest Gump, where it's like I can't think how he says it in his little Forrest Gump way, but it's basically I ran and ran and ran, and then I just kept running, and that's what you're doing. You have no destination. You have no plan. It's just like you're just going, but you've not got a goal in mind as such, or you don't know which way you're going. You're just running. You're just going. Yeah. Please get this clarification card for this Three of Swords. It's like you're doing your day-to-day stuff. Sorry, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, and it's like, you know, I don't know what your obviously daily routine is or weekly routine is, you know, but you know, you're going to the gym, you're working out, you're sleeping okay, you're going to bed at a reasonable time, getting up at a reasonable time most nights. Obviously some nights are going to be not the best, but hey, you know, you're going to work, you're seeing friends and family. It's like you're on autopilot, you know, you're just going and going and going, but there's no, because you don't know what to do or what direction to go. It's almost like you're frightened, maybe because the last time you made a choice and you chose your passion or followed your heart or whatever, maybe it didn't go the right way, which is why we have this Three of Swords. But there is an opportunity here, and I think it is with this person, but or work colleague or what have you, but you're just not Three of Swords again. Three of Swords, clarifying the Three of Swords. And this particular Three of Swords makes me feel about not letting go. About which is interesting actually, because I think it was on the back of this deck, this Oracle deck. Yeah, you had this. And oh, you know what? I actually almost pulled this, but I just didn't. But yeah, letting go. And that is something that I think you guys need to do. You don't need to be in this energy anymore. You need to because yeah, but this Three of Swords, it always, because of the fact that you've got, because the swords aren't actually piercing the heart in this one. They're kind of like on the back of the brooch or the necklace, whatever it is. But then it's this lock of hair inside. It makes me feel like you're not letting go. And I mean, it's taken up so much space in the heart. And by all means, we hold on to things so we don't forget, we remember, we learn our lessons, blah, blah, blah. But you can't let it take over the entire space. Okay, clarification card, please, for this Two of Wands. I swear to God, if the Two of Wands comes out, I'm just giving up on this reading. Can I please get clarification card here for this Two of Wands? Now we're going to do some crazy pulling. Here we go. Two of Wands. Where is this Two of Wands here? Okay. So we have the King of Cups. Interesting. Can we get a clarification card, please, for the Two of Pentacles? I'm gonna have to watch Forrest Gump now, so I'm just taking it. Clarification card, please, for this Three of Pentacles. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Can I get a clarification card please for this Ace of Pentacles? The High Priestess. What's interesting as well is that this card was on the floor. That had obviously fallen out of the deck earlier, I didn't know. Which is the Six of Pentacles, which is all about balance. Which makes sense, really. It kind of fits. And can I get clarification card please for the Three of Wands? Can I get clarification card please for the Three of Wands? Not that many, thank you please. One clarification card, thank you, for the Three of Wands. Thank you. Got the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, first I want to say as well, with all these pentacles here, some of you may be earth signs. So, obviously I've got to shout out to my fellow Taurians first. But we could also be looking at Virgo or Capricorn as well. But obviously these signs don't have to be, but a lot of pentacles. And again, it's just making me feel like it's to do with work. So I want to go over here with this Seven of Pentacles clarifying the Three of Wands. So as I mentioned, the Three of Wands, it's kind of like making plans to move forward. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, so the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like, it's not time yet, you know, they're not quite ripened yet for the farm to pick. However, that's just that isn't the case with you guys. This is the energy you're in, this is how you're seeing it, and it's not right, basically, is what I'm getting here. And with the High Priestess here, it's like, you know, you've probably been told all this, but you're just not listening, maybe, or with the King of Cups, I might clarify that one. And the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is a very loving, nurturing energy. She is someone who's very grounded, and I'm not sure whether this might be representing maybe someone that you might be collaborating with. Again, I'm going to get another clarification card for why she's there. I have an inkling about them, but I want to check first. Yeah. So, Feline Spirit, guys, why is the King of Cups here? Why is the King of Cups here to clarify the Two of Wands? If the card comes out that I'm thinking of. Oh, these cards are jumping all over the shop. So why is the King of Cups here to clarify the Two of Wands? Why is the King of Cups here to clarify the Two of Wands, please? I'm not coming in. Almost. Why is... So you got more pentacles again. And on the back of the deck you got the King of Pentacles. Oh my god. I'm convinced this has something to do with work. For a lot of you, the majority of you. So, because the King of Cups is someone who is very emotional, but he's not erratic with it. But at the same time, I always think of him as someone who can be a bit hot and cold. I know for a lot of other readers they won't say that, but that's just how I see it, because the King of Cups is represented by Cancer, which is the crab, and crabs are kind of like, they don't belong either on land or in water. It's kind of like, you know, I think what they're trying to say here is to get the right balance. I think you've been neglecting a lot of the King of Cups, a lot of your emotions. That's why we've got no cups here except for the 7 that's come out twice. It's almost like you've locked that away from yourself. You've been focusing so much on work, I think maybe, and what you're not seeing is that you are healed. The 9 of Pentacles, I mean, this is the kind of energy you're in at the minute. She's very independent energy, very happy, loving life, life's good. And that's kind of what I was getting with this 10 of Wands as well, almost. It's like, I don't need anybody else, whatever. And the 8 of Pentacles is like the apprentice working away, but it always comes about that you've got to remember, because it's not represented in this particular one, but in the traditional decks, the person's usually like working in like a workshop and the door is wide open. So it's always trying to remind you to keep your door open to opportunities and, well, yeah, opportunities, which is what the Ace of Pentacles here is that there is an opportunity coming in. And I think what they're trying to tell you is that you need to come out of this kind of energy and make a choice, move forward, honour your emotions a bit more, because you may potentially miss this opportunity. I mean, of course, what's for us is for us. You can't miss it, so it will come back around again. But you don't have to wait for it. It can be now. I don't know whether that's going to that'll do. And with the Queen of Pentacles and this Three of Pentacles, as I say, I'm not sure whether this is a representation of maybe somebody who you will be collaborating with. Let's see if we get clarification on that one. Clarification card for the Queen of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Why is she clarifying the Three of Pentacles? Why is she clarifying the Queen? Why is the Queen of Pentacles clarifying the Three of Pentacles, please, Spirit? I've got two cards again. On the back of the deck, we've got Three of Cups, which I thought was interesting, which is about like a celebration. And then you've got Ace of Pentacles again. I feel like you guys are kind of like going around in circles. I feel like you've probably watched a lot of, or maybe not a lot, but you've watched other videos, other readings, and it's the same message that keeps coming up, or a similar message. I'm just getting that vibe with all the repeating cards, and I don't know, it's just the vibe I'm getting. Anyway, so clarifying your Queen of Pentacles. I'm just going to put him up there. Because our Queen has also been clarified by two cards, because why wouldn't it be? So we've got Justice and the Three of Wands. Again, thank you, please. And this Three of Wands, I really like this one as well, because it's kind of like, in this image, you can see the lady, she's kind of trying to flag down this carriage. I mean, look at all these freaking suitcases, and I mean, she's got a cage here. I don't even think the cage has even got anything in it. She ain't getting all that shit on that little thing, is she? Let's be honest. It ain't happening, and that's what they're trying to say. You need to let go of this baggage. You don't need to be carrying around all these wands, or, you know, let it go, as I also would say. Let it go, let it go. And Justice, it again, with this Six of Pentacles that I found, and that I believe is for you guys, it's all about balance. And that's what you're lacking at the minute, is balance. You're in a very practical mindset, a very, yeah. And I mean, that's well and good. And yes, that may have helped you with your healing with this Three of Swords. But what they're trying to tell you is that you need to come out of that and be more, more like the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. And this Queen of Pentacles as well, she's got, there we go. She's got this little white rabbit here, and it always makes me think of Alice in Wonderland. And it's again pulling me with this Ace of Pentacles of like, follow the white rabbit. The Matrix, if you've ever seen that film, which I'm sure you probably have, because it's about 1,000 years old now. Still fabulous though. Take the opportunity. And like I say, with the High Priestess here, you know all this. This is probably something like I say you've been told multiple times by different readings and messages you've probably been getting yourself, because I think you are quite a spiritual person. I think you are quite connected, and maybe that's why you're here, because you're not like being told, because, and that's no shade, because I'm the same. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here for your pile numero uno. So, is there anything else, Spirit, you'd like to mention? No? Okie pokey. So pile one, that is everything I have for you. Obviously, you don't have to listen to anything I've said. You do you, boo. But I'm telling you, you're going to continually get the same. Just saying. But yeah, you know, get some, I don't know where it's gone. I've got a tiger's eye. Got a tiger's eye bracelet. Get some tiger's eye, get some courage, get some, you know, be brave, Power One. Take this opportunity. It's not all bad, I promises. But yeah, I send you guys much love and much peace. Hello, pile 2. So we are looking at what Spirit has to say to you guys today. We will be using some tarot, obviously, the tarot that you chose, which is the Chakra Wisdom tarot, but we will be getting into that momentarily. First, we're going to start by looking at your charm and crystal. And then I've got a couple of cards here as well before we enter that second. So the crystal you guys have is the Sunstone, which so is known as the Stone of Leadership. It encourages you to be open, benevolent, and willing to bestow blessings onto others. Very nice. It inspires joy and enjoyment of life. It is known as a good luck stone and helps with fortune, creates the pathway to the heart, and it's associated with joy, the sacral and solar plexus chakras, and is a mood enhancer. So we like this. And then that paired with your charm here, the Tree of Life. I mean, you know, trees need sunlight to live, so I'm getting a lot of balance with you guys. So interesting to see what else we get. So the 2 cards you have here, the first one is the 3 of Pentacles, which straight away tells me that you're working on something. With this particular one, as you can see, you've got, I'm not sure whether it's, I think it's like an elk, and you've got a pack of wolves here, and they're working together, presumably to take down this elk. But he ain't scared, which is quite interesting. It's almost like the pentacles for me. It's like they're spinning around, and it's just going to, like it's a superpower, and it's going to whack them out. He's got 3 pentacles and 3 wolves, 1 for each of them, which links actually quite nicely to the bestowing gifts upon others, although I doubt the other probably wants to give them a gift. But yeah, so let's have a look what else you've got. So you also have the Spirit Guardian of Summer with expansion, and you've got yet another tree. You've got the number 37 here as well, and you've got a pretty little yellow bird. I'm not sure what bird that is. And what looks like, could be apples or it could be peaches. I'm having a quick, I want to say they're apples, but I do kind of feel they're peaches because they do look a bit orange. I'm not sure. You guys let me know whether it's peaches or apples. But yeah. I mean, overall, it's quite positive. I mean, you've got the sun here as well. We've got the trees. It definitely feels like something is growing for you guys. Yeah. Like I say, you got number 37. You could also be looking at 3 and 7. So you could be looking at the 3rd of July. In which case we would be looking at Cancer, or of course my friends across the pond, March 7th. In which case we would be looking at Pisces, but you don't have to have those placements. Obviously 3 and 7 make 10, which is October, which if you're watching this when I just uploaded it, we're just out of October at the beginning of November. And so October might be significant to some of you, but it also then number 10 reduces down to 1, which is new beginnings. So, but I feel like you guys might be because I'm just noticing here as well with the antlers here, it's kind of like, they're a bit like the tree branches here with the fruit, but the pentacles. I'm intrigued to see what your reading has to say for you guys. What is going on? So I'm just gonna pop his stuff there. Okay, let's move it over there. So, what I like about this deck as well, it amuses me, is because it looks like there's so many more cards in this deck than the other decks. Like, for example, I mean, for part 3, they've got the zombie tarot, which I suppose that is almost the same height. But the last deck, the steampunk one, which I've put away now, so I can't show you, it looks significantly bigger. But it's the same amount of cards, I promise, the same number of cards. Anyway, let's see what we have. So, oh Jesus, straight away we've got cards flying out. I love it. So we start with, we have the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands. Nice. And with it being chakras, obviously with it being purple, we're looking at your crown chakra. But it doesn't have to be, but I just thought I'd mention that. I'm not looking at chakras today. Jesus. So we now also have the Two of Swords and the Queen of Coins. Oh, look at that, more purple. Interesting. And then with the orange, we're looking at the sacral chakra. But again, we're not looking at the chakras today. But yeah, guys, can I please get one more card for group number 2? I was going to say group 3 then for some reason. Can I please get one more card for group 2? What messages you have for them, what they need to be aware of, what's going on. Maybe drawn to that lion on this card. We'll come to that. Come on, one card. Just do a quick. These cards are so shiny. They're very slippy. Can I get one more card, please? Spirit guides. It's weird, isn't it, how the first ones just absolutely flew out, and then these ones are just not having it. But we will persist. Oh, there she is. And you got the Queen of Cups. I swear, by the way, guys, I did shuffle these after I last used them, which was for a chakra reading. I've shuffled them multiple times, so for you to have this many ground chakras is quite weird. But anyway, and on the back of the deck you got the Princess of Swords and the Hierophant with the third eye there. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. I just can't get over the purple. I know that's not what we're looking at, but it just sticks out to me. Can you? Not sure you can see all of those, so I'm just gonna shovel them over a wee bit. Yeah, just about perfect. So. It's amazing here as well. So you've got 3 queens. You've got every queen except for the Queen of Swords. But you have got the Princess. Ah, Okay. I hear you, I hear you. Okay, so what we're seeing here then, with you having these three queens here, I'm missing the Queen of Swords. So your Queen of Swords is currently a Princess of Swords, or what would be the Knight of Swords. So I think it's a knight. Let me double check actually, because it could be a page. Of course, I'm seeing every bloody card. Oh no, it is page. It is a page. Beg your pardon, guys. It is a page. So the Princess of Swords is actually a Page of Swords. So what I'm seeing here, and it makes sense actually, because look, you got 3 of Pentacles. So it's like you got 3 of the 4. You're missing your sword at the moment. So that's just quite interesting. So overall, I'd say you guys are, and I mentioned earlier, I think it was with you guys, about balance, that you guys are very, very balanced, but there is, what Spirit is trying to tell you is that there is one aspect of your kind of self that you might want to work on, you don't have to, which is your swords. Now, the swords are very, pretty much kind of like your thoughts and communication. Queen of Swords, personally, is my favourite card in the tarot. I absolutely love the Queen of Swords. She is a badass bitch. She tolerates no bullshit. I love her. And so I feel for a lot of you, maybe when it comes to certain situations, like with this 2 of Swords here, it's like you know what you want to do. You've got your sword. You've got the tools that you need, but you're not sure whether you're going to swing or not. It's like with this Queen of Coins, how I'm drawn to the lion here. It's like you need to find your inner strength. It's like something is holding you back. You're scared, like maybe you've come into all this kind of power very quickly, or this spiritual gone on to this spiritual journey very, very quickly, and it's maybe freaked you out a little bit. I feel that perhaps, like I said, I'm not sure whether it's so much communication as it may be anxiety. Basically, you're not believing in yourself, and regardless of what gender you identify as, you are a fucking queen. You are a badass bitch. And all 4 queens ultimately make the Empress, and the Empress is just awesome. Not as awesome as the Queen of Swords, I'm just saying. No. So it's so you are extreme powerful, and like I say, with all this crown chakra, you are, and I think you're not believing in yourself so much. So let's get some more. Oh, I've just thrown my crystal. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Let's get some clarification cards to see what else is going on. But overall, what I'm seeing here is there is an area of your life, or your emotions. It might be emotions, actually, to be fair. Communication, emotions, thoughts. Actually, it's not emotions because it's not cups. It's your thoughts and communication. It's like you have these awesome ideas, but you're too frightened to voice them. Yeah. So let's get some further information. So I'm going to just go back and get no, thank you, please. Can I get a clarification card, please, for the Queen of Wands part 2? Can I get a clarification card, please, for the Queen of Wands part 2? Get a clarification card, please, for the Queen of Wands part 2. I don't know what is the matter with me, but I cannot shuffle. Can I get a clarification card, please, for the Queen of Wands stop giving me 3. 3 again. What is it with you on number 3? That's interesting. Guys, news bit, guys. Can I please get clarification card for this Queen of Wands? Don't know why to do it like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do messy shuffling. Bear with me, guys. There it is. Thank you. So you have the Ace of Wands. Can you get a clarification card, please, for the 6 of Wands? It's going to take clarification card for the 6 of Wands. The Emperor, yeah, Emperor. Can I please get a clarification card for the 2 of Swords? I'm not surprised to see that at all. The 9 of Swords. Yeah. Can I get a clarification card, please, for the Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles? Please get a clarification card. Okay, so you've got 2. So you've got the 8 of Swords and the Ace of Cups, clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and can we please get a clarification card for the Queen of Cups? Please get a clarification card for the Queen of Cups. Thank you. Got the Devil. And can we get a clarification card, please, for the Princess of Swords? Princess of Swords. Sorry, guys. Can I please get a clarification card for the Princess of Swords? Okay, where's the Princess of Swords here? And we have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so you have, oh, get my crystal going away again. On the back of the deck, you've got the 6 of Swords. It's all about moving forward, which is what we like. So, what am I seeing here? It's almost like you have been manifesting, working on yourself, working on things, and now you've got what you wanted or seeing the results, and it's like, it's almost like it's too good to be true. It's kind of what I'm getting here. Which is what I'm getting with this 7 of Swords, because the 7 of Swords is ultimate, well, obviously it can be interpreted in many different ways, but I'm seeing it from as a deceptive point of view, because if you see, it's a man who's obviously a robber and he's robbed all these swords in the middle of the night. So it's like being deceptive. I feel it's almost like you don't want to say things to people or accept your badass bitchery, regardless of your gender, that's what I'm calling it. Because you feel like it's being deceptive. It's almost like, because the Queen of Swords is a bit more, whereas like the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, you've got a lot more of a calm, loving, nurturing kind of energy. Whereas the Queen of Swords is very much what I would say is quite cutthroat, but I like her. She's blunt as fuck. She's not bad by any means straight off at all, but she just doesn't tolerate bullshit, basically. And it's almost like you feel like you're deceiving yourself, or you're not being as true to yourself, because I think overall you are probably a very soft soul. You're very nurturing. Like with this Three of Pentacles, it's like as the outlook you'd be like trying to kill them with kindness, as opposed to stabbing them in the face with your antlers. And so you feel that maybe sometimes when you want to stick up for yourself, or say, actually, no, I don't think that's a good idea, or whatever it is, it's like you feel you're deceiving yourself. Yeah, because I mean, we've got the, like I said, I showed you on the back earlier, we've got the Hierophant, but then underneath the Hierophant, we've got the Nine of Swords again. And the Nine of Swords is major anxiety, depends what your definition is, but it's anxiety, basically. It's in your head, it's thinking the worst, it's worrying, it's overthinking, it's overanalyzing. Generally, it's letting your negative thoughts take over. I mean, with this one particular Nine of Swords, you can see that, like, the little girl here, she's scared, she's crying, she's upset because there's a monster here, and she's frightened. You know, it's like a typical child, isn't it? After they've had a nightmare, or even sometimes, you know, when they're just in the room and the way that they see like a shadow from like a toy or something, it's creepy. And yeah, I mean, we've all seen shit like that. It does happen. But that's an example though of letting your mind play tricks on you. I mean, we all know that there is no monster there. This is just a reflection of the shadow of something that she's got in her room. And at the end of the day, it's just a shadow. It can't actually hurt you. You just need to turn the light on. And baby, you got a lot of light. So with the Ace of Wands clarifying the Queen of Wands, so the Queen of Wands is very, I always see her like as quite similar to the male, the king, in that she's quite thin. So I'm just drawn to the little kitty cat here with his little bow on. Originally, when I could see it down there, I thought it was like a little sack, a gift or something. Which is a bit interesting. Maybe somebody have a birthday coming up or something, I don't know. But that's telling me that you are protected. It's like a familiar. I mean, some of you may resonate with that term, familiar. You may have a familiar, you may just have a cat, I don't know. But I was trying to think, did the 8 and the 9 didn't come out together, did they? I can't remember now. No, they came out, yeah, sorry, ignore me, I was getting myself confused. Sorry. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So the Ace of Wands is like kind of like a new, it's like you're at the beginning of a new journey. So I mentioned earlier about how the 3 and 7 makes 10, which reduces down to 1, which is a new beginning. So you were certainly at the beginning of a new journey. And with the Emperor here, the Emperor is very logical, which I think is also why we're seeing these swords, that you're ultimately in your head too much, basically. Because the 6 of Wands is all about celebration, so it's kind of like you've started your journey, you're all excited, all's like woo, and you've got your 6 of Wands, you're all like woo, all's good, celebrating, loving life, and then this Emperor energy kicks in and saying, wait, hang on a minute, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Life isn't all rainbows and kittens. Are we sure? And then you kind of go down this downward spiral. You can see it here. It's you just get more into your head, and then you pick yourself up here with your Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups energy, with the Ace of Cups here, and then you get stuck back down into this Devil energy of feeling trapped, and then you get pulled again down with your Seven of Swords. It's very yeah. And then like with the Nine of Swords clarifying the Two of Swords here, that quite simply is telling me that at the moment, as I mentioned earlier, it's like when you're faced with something, you've got the tools and you're able to overcome it, deal with it, face it, whatever, but you don't know. But ultimately your shadows are getting the better of you at this moment in time. They're not, the thing, if any, I mean, this is why the sunstone's here as well. It's like you shine so bright. I mean, on the cards here, I'm just really drawn to how bright that shines, and the cup here with the shine, you shine so bright, and I think you have massive power and connection to the divine, to the spirit, what have you. But I feel that sometimes you question it, maybe because you're so naturally gifted at it. You think, nah, this can't be right, this is too easy. But it's not. It's not. That's what they're saying. It's not. That is how it is. And I'm drawn to these flowers at the minute as well. I just wanted to point out, because I believe they are orchids. Those are the orchids here. I just wanted to point that out because, well, orchids are my favourite flower for starters. And, you know, it might be a little confirmation to some of you. But yeah, it's... Oh, I feel bad for you guys, Power 2. I'm going to get some messages. I wasn't doing messages, but I'm going to get some messages because why not? So, where is in this one? Yes. So, I'm just going to get some messages here from your spirit guides on what else they want to tell you regarding moving forward with this. Actually, before I do that, because I feel we've got an understanding here of what the situation is, but we haven't really got any advice. So I want to get some advice for you guys, because, yeah. Amazing, isn't it? Yes, okay, cool. Okay, so Gardening Spirit guys, what is your advice for Pile 2 on how to get more into their Queen of Swords energy? What? I'm just going to move these all up. It's going to be fun, that when you get... The Eight of Swords is all about being trapped. Then you've got the Ace of Cups, which, look at the... which, I mean, it can be a variety of things. I mean, it could even be about a new relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic type. But it could be, obviously take what resonates there. But yeah, anyway, so Garden of Spirit guys, what is your advice for Pile 2 on how they can kind of move, how they can move past this? Oh, okay, straight on. Ooh. We have the Seven of Swords again, but this one is very different to that one. Okay. Guardian of Spirit guys, can I please? on, oh, some advice on what? I've got a feeling actually I've misread this, and these are the third eye, not the crown. That's the crown. Let me double check in the book. Sorry, as I said, I've not really used these much. That's the badger. Yes. So let's have a look. Yeah, it is, yeah. Sorry, I've got it wrong. It's to do with your third eye, your intuition. That's, yeah, no, it's not why that's there now. Can I get some more advice, please, on for pile 2 for how they can move forward from their situation? The Hierophant again. Sorry, earlier. Can you have some advice on how, thank you, Death. Get some advice for pile 2, please, Spirit. How they can move forward. And what's interesting is how we're in with these, apart from with this Two of Swords and the Princess of Swords, we're in the top 2 chakras, or either in the third eye or the crown, which is quite interesting. If anyone's a bit better, can I please get some advice, please, for part 2 on how they can move forward? Thank you. So we have the Ace of Coins, and then the Devil again. Just funny. And on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups, which is interesting. Where's that Queen of Swords, out of curiosity? Sorry, I'm just trying to... Where is she? Is that her? Is that 6? Wow, she's like all the way at the bottom, like at the bottom, if that makes sense. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Okay, I'm going to start over here with the Seven of Swords. So I know we've had the Seven of Swords earlier, but I mean, the two are so different. I mean, look at that. I also enjoy how this is a full moon, and that's just like a little crescent moon. I also like how you got the 2 swords here. It's like, I mean, I know you got them there as well, but we don't care about that. And you got the 2 of Swords here. It's like leaving that 2 of Swords behind. Take your 5. And I mean, I know it kind of looks like she's stabbing herself with them. But look how, again, we've got this brightness. It's like what they're trying to tell you to do is to embrace your swords, as we were talking about. I was reminded of this Leopolite as well, with the moon. You know, it's like the same thing, isn't it? 'Cause it's purple. Maybe you should get some Leopolite. I think that's how you say it. It's a very good grounding crystal, and it's also very pretty. It always makes me think of galaxies. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. They're basically telling you just do it. Just do it. And you got the Hierophant here. Which is again is just confirmation that you've got it. I mean, you got your third eye here. I'm trying to see what that's not the Queen, is it? No. I'm not sure. What I'm interested though is how we've got a wand here. But again, wands are all about taking action. And that's what they're telling you to do, is to take action, to go for it. With this, especially with this Knight of Cups, because this is to do with the throat chakra, which is obviously communication. And going forward, and we got death, which is all to do with something ending for something new to begin. But if you see, you've got like the ghost of the lady who died, and this lady shining. Look, I mean, again, we've got more brightness, more shining. It's pretty impressive. But it's like moving. So you notice how it's moving out of the kind of heart chakra areas, moving more to the crown. Like this Three of Pentacles. It's weird how it all kind of connects. See, this ship is real, guys. I'm gone hitting the stand there. Sorry, I'm just distracted by the flowers on her hair. It's making me picture, and I can't remember what film it's from, which is going to annoy me, where the mum is like, they're like at a swimming pool, or they're going swimming, or they're at the beach or something like that, and she's wearing like a what's it called? You know, why can't I think what it's called? You know, the thing you put on your head to cover up your hair so your hair doesn't get wet in the water. Why can't I think what that's called? Anyway, she's wearing one of them anyway, and it's this awful flowery thing that looks like this, but it's bright pink. It's just making me think of that for some reason. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so you can see, like I say, you've got the ghost of the lady who's died, but then her death has allowed this woman to shine. But she's not angry about it, she is there, and that's what I think they're trying to tell you, is that if this is something to do with maybe moving forward from something, I mean, for some of you it could, but for some reason I'm just getting like, maybe it's like, it's almost like you're going to uni, like, you know, about leaving home, and you're worried about maybe a younger sibling or something, or your parents or something like that. Or it could be that you're taking a new job and you're having to leave your friends behind, or something like that. I don't know why, but that's what I'm just getting that coming through. For some of you, they're still going to be there for you. That's what they're trying to tell you, and I think it also represents your connection with your spirit team. And even though this is a ghost, I mean, look how kind of solid she is. She's not very transparent at all, and that just shows the strength of the connection. You got the Ace of Coins here, which is all about kind of like usually like a new kind of business venture or something. You've got roses all around here. Thinking of Spain for some reason. You know, I don't know why, with the hair and the flower. She is a sexy señorita. And you've got this devil energy, which is interesting because obviously we had the devil here as well. But it reminds me of this Nine of Swords, how the person here, she's quite young, and it's like, I mean, look, there's nothing there. It's just a shadow. I mean, there is no, I'm not saying there is no devil for people that believe in that kind of thing, whatever. But what I'm saying is that there's nothing there. And if you look, there's even like stars or like glitter magic or something, I don't know what to call it, where they are. It's like he was there, but now he's gone. It's like you moving forward. It's like you stop being trapped, and that's why you're being represented by a young child, because it's something very new for you. And I mean, you've got your little cup here as well. I mean, you got all this fire, but she's not on fire. That's what they're saying, is that you're not going to get burnt. It's just in your head. It's just an illusion. It's just a shadow. And then the Knight of Cups, as we've already mentioned, I believe is to do with you moving forward. And again, obviously we've got another cup, but that's not surprising because we're dealing with the cups, because it's the Knight of Cups. But so the Knight of Cups is usually, I mean, it can be interpreted in a few different ways. I mean, this isn't a love reading specifically, and to be honest, I'm not getting that vibe. But obviously, what resonates and how you feel that this fits within your life, your situations, then obviously go for that, you know, however it fits and works. But traditionally, like I said, the Knight of Cups is usually about someone kind of coming forward with not necessarily an offer of a relationship per se, but it could be just, you know, asking you on a date, or saying, you know, maybe we should make things a bit more official or whatever. But that's not what I'm getting with this. But again, it could be for some of you, but for the majority, I'm seeing this as you with your armour, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with having armour. There's nothing wrong with being protective. But if you notice as well how this knight, he doesn't have a sword. I know he's got a cup because obviously he's the Knight of Cups. Don't come at me for that. But what I'm saying is that he hasn't got a sword. Like, you always associate knights with swords, but this one doesn't have one, which is interesting. So it's like how I said about going, it's like going into battle like this, the elk over here, and killing them with kindness. And it's almost like you feel, and I mean, that's a great way to be. You know, we don't need to punch each other in. Well, I don't know, some people could do with a punch in the face, to be honest with you, sometimes. But no, we don't condone violence here on Tash Weekly Tarot. I was just joking. But yeah, and I mean, he's also moving quite slowly for the Knight of Cups. I mean, I know that obviously the swords and the Knight of Wands are obviously the fastest moving, but is not even holding on to the reins. This Knight of Cups is on a mission. He's completely comfortable. He completely trusts his horse, his steed. And I think that's partly maybe what it comes down to, is about trust. Sorry, I'm just drawn to this, how obviously this is like a black devil. It's just black or shadow, or it's hollow, it's nothing, whatever you want to call it. And then obviously we've got a black horse. So it's making me feel like almost like the person or persons or situation, whatever it is, it's not the devil. It's not evil. You can trust it to move forward, is what they're trying to tell you here. You will reap the fruits of your labour. You are expanding. But yeah, that's what I've got for you, party. That went on a bit longer than expected, but I felt I needed to give you guys some advice because I felt bad for you guys. But obviously, as always, you don't have to do anything we've suggested here, anything that's come through. You know, you do what you want. That's the beauty of free will. But whatever happens, I obviously wish you guys all the best and send you much love and much peace. Hello, group 3. So as you may have noticed, the nails are gone, some new crystals, different top. Did my classic, did the first pile and then took a break, did the second pile, took a break, and then, well, took an even longer break, and yeah. Anyway, hi. So you chose the Zombie Tarot and the Black Tourmaline and the Red Rose. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I love Black Tourmaline. This is the primary one that I tend to use. It's my favourite crystal. But this is the one that came out, so this is the one that you guys get. I can't help but notice that it's quite, for want of a better word, battered in comparison to the other one, which makes me feel that you guys have been going through quite a bit, because tourmaline is especially good for kind of like expelling negative energy, protection, things like that. So it just makes me think that maybe your spirit guides and or yourself, your energy fields or what have you, maybe even your crystals, have been doing a lot of work energetically to help protect you. Now, I'm not saying that there's people that are out trying to get you or anything like that, please don't worry. But what I'm saying is that perhaps there's been some kind of shift in your energy, or new people in your life or something. I mean, we'll get into it and hopefully we'll get some more information, but basically what I'm saying is that you are protected and you have been protected. So that's the main thing, so yay. But that might be what today's message is about, is just to try and give you the heads up about things so that maybe you can do, I don't know, some energy work or what have you. Anyway, so before we get into the tarot, oh, sorry, as well, with your charm, which is the rose. So it makes me think about something growing, something blooming. Roses are obviously also linked quite often to kind of like romance. Valentine's Day is something that I think of as well. So maybe that's a significant date for you, or February in general. But yeah, I've got an incense burning, by the way, if you can see all this random smoke coming out. So I also pulled one card from my Sacred Forest. I think Sacred Forest, there it is. Sacred Forest Oracle and my Guardians of the Night Tarot, just to get some general initial kind of energy. So you got the Wizard of the Woods with focus. As you can see, this card actually, which is a bit strange because you've got all the smoke coming in from the incense, and this one is quite foggy. It's like things are yet to be fully revealed to you. I'm very drawn to this in the background. It looks like it could potentially be some lightning, and he's got some like magic coming out of him here. Got the number 50 here as well. If that's a significant number, take it. If not, don't worry about it. Obviously that would then reduce down to 5. So again, we could be looking at the number 5. We could be looking at the month of May. So we could be potentially looking at Taurus or Gemini energy, but obviously it doesn't have to be the case, but we will see. And then the tarot card that came out for you guys was the Four of Wands with these 2 magpies. Personally, I love magpies. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I don't know why, I just absolutely love them. They're like one of my favourite birds, if not my favourite bird. I love them. I don't know why. And I'm more one of those people that, you know, when you see one on their own, you have to salute it and be like, Mr. Magpie, just so you don't have bad luck. You know, 1 sorry, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold. Was it 7 for a story, 8 never to be told, I think. Anyway, so you got 2 magpies, so automatically that makes me think of 2 for joy. And the Four of Wands is about joy. It's kind of like the initial success of something. So maybe you've started something new and it's just starting to come in. So like, for example, maybe you started a new business and you just started to turn a profit, that kind of thing. It is a cause for celebration, and you've got all these beautiful colours and lights and things here, and it, again with the rose blooming. But we'll see what else we have. I'm just gonna pop a crystal on your charm over here with your wizard and double check that those are in shot. I have to push this crystal up a little bit. There we go. Lovely. Cool. So let's see what the tarot has to say. So if you've ever watched any of my videos before, you know that I don't tend to read reversals unless I'm called to do so. So just bear that in mind. Any more want to jump out? Okay, so we've got Four of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Just need one. We've got the Star. And Justice. And then your back of the deck energy is the Page of Cups. You also got the Knight of Wands on the back there as well. Oh, there's Two of Cups falling out here. We'll get into all this, but yeah. Can we see what there is? No, you can't. Shuffle these guys over. Apologies, guys. There we go. Everybody's in just. So let's see what we got. Okay. The fact that we've got no pentacles, or hazards as they are in the zombie tarot, it's making me feel that maybe for a lot of you, this new venture of sorts might be a relationship for a lot of you, I think, especially because we had the Knight of Wands and the Two of Cups fall out. Well, the Knight of Wands was on the back of the Page of Cups, and then the Two of Cups just fell out. And Two of Cups is normally always about like a new romantic relationship, usually of some description. The Knight of Wands is about it coming in quite quickly. And because you've got so many cups, and Page of Cups generally tends to represent kind of like a crush coming in. But I don't think that's the case for everybody. I do think that is just some of you. I think some of the rest of you is something to do with business. With the Star here, it's making me feel like you got the initial achievement. On the Star, it actually says, I'll just, I hope I don't know if you can see it or not. It says Zombie Slayer, Medal of Honor. So it's making me feel like maybe you've recently maybe got some kind of award at work, or some kind of recognition, or you've accomplished something. With the Seven of Wands here as well, you've beat out the competition. Because the Seven of Wands often is depicted by, I mean, this isn't too dissimilar actually from the standard kind of depiction where you have normally like, it's usually a person stood on, it's usually like on a rock or something. And then you've got all these other people trying to attack them, and they're like, bring it on. And as you can see, this man's fought off the zombies. Although I think he himself might be a zombie. Yeah, he is, because he's grey. But it's like they're fighting over this corpse. But with him being in a suit, it's making me think of business, thinking of work. Fighting off the competition and being successful with the Star here. With the Nine of Cups, because the Nine of Cups is generally, it's kind of like It's usually like a wish fulfilled, you know, your dreams have come true kind of card. However, in this particular deck, that isn't how I read this at all. I see it as more like, I'm trying to think how to explain it. Not that, so I want to say that is in your head, but that's not what I mean. I'm not saying you're delusional. What I'm saying is, because if you see, she's obviously like in a basement by the looks of it, but then you've got this here. That's not a window. That in my mind is kind of like what she's picturing. She's in her happy place, in the beach, in the sun, where everything's good. They haven't got all this zombie apocalypse happening and having to, you know, kill zombies and fight for your life constantly and lose people. So it's almost like with, I think regardless actually, whether it's to do with a business or work thing or whether it's to do with a relationship of sorts, it's something that you've visualized and you've kind of manifested, and it's coming to fruition. However, what I think they're saying with focus here as well is not to get too caught up in the romanticizing of things. Like, it, you know, obviously it's easy to get caught up in things and things are going really well and things are happy, but what they're trying to say is to maybe be slightly a bit more grounded, which I think is what we're getting with the black tourmaline coming here, because I believe that there was competition and you have been protected and you've become so successful or got over the first hurdle or a major hurdle or however you want to explain it. But what they're telling you is that you're not that you're on your own. Your spirit guides are always going to be there for you. However, what they're wanting to tell you here is that you need to be a bit more grounded and take more of the reins for yourself. Because it's all well and good when we're manifesting things and stuff to, you know, to be like, right, I've done my visualizations, I've done my affirmations, that's it now, I'm just leaving it to the universe, which is generally the best thing to do, to be honest with you. You don't want to obsess over things. However, you also a lot of the time have to take some kind of action of some description. And that's what they're saying is basically don't slow down. You still need to continue, even though you've got this far and, you know, it's a major achievement. You need to continue doing what you're doing with justice. As you can see here, you've got the brain and the heart, so it's a matter of the head over the heart. And at the minute, the heart is slightly, well, the brain is heavier than the heart, but I'm reading it more as though like the heart is more in play than the brain. And that's what they're telling you to do, is to just balance it out a bit more. For those of you that this is in relation to a relationship, again, this could be a business relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. I think with the Four of Cups especially, it's the same kind of energy as what I'm getting with the Nine, that because the Four of Cups is often depicted with, I think it's usually like a garden scene of sorts, and there's just a couple and there's like a buffet. I'm sure it's that one. Bear with me, guys, let me just double check, because I could be thinking of one of the other cards. I'm 99.99999% certain it is that one. I apologise, guys, I was wrong. It's actually normally the Nine of Cups that's depicted that way, which is actually a bit strange, isn't it, how I saw that as, yeah. No, the Four, yeah, is usually the cup one where you've got 3 cups, one's being offered to someone and they're just not paying attention to it, or they're not noticing it. It's like, it's often to do with the sign of kind of boredom, something you're not seeing. So I'm just trying to get what they're trying to tell me with this particular Four of Cups. I'm not entirely sure. I think I have to see what the clarification cards are saying. Yeah, I think that's what I've got so far, but obviously we're going to get the clarification cards and get some more information. So let's see. Can we get clarification card, please? This Four of Cups. Watch like 10 cards come out now. Oh, no, there you go. So you got the 10 of Wands. And can we get clarification card for the 9 of Cups, please? The Star again. Clarification card for the 7 of Wands, please. Sorry, before I flip it over, I just wanted to quickly show you that I had the 7 of Wands showed itself then as well, and that's the one I was saying that's how it's normally depicted. But you've got the Ace of Cups with the 7 of Wands. Clarification card for the Star here, please. The Empress. Clarification card for Justice, please. Ooh, no, you can't throw that many on me, Jesus. Clarification card for the Justice, please. Seven of Wands. And the back of the deck, you've got the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. I'll get back to have a look at these later. Okay. I want to get another card for the 10 of Wands here. Sorry guys, because it's not giving me the usual kind of message that I get with the 10 of Wands, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting it correct. Can I get another confirmation for this 4 of Cups and what it's about, please? Spirit, and the card. Get one more card, please, for this 4 of Cups. Ooh. Clarification card, please, for this 4 of Cups. Which notice as well, you've got no swords here. 4 of Pentacles. Which actually makes sense. I've just realised, because that's what we were saying, is how the brain and the heart, and how the heart is currently, even though in this the brain is currently outweighing the heart, but that isn't the way it is with yourself, it's the other way around. Which makes sense why we're not seeing swords, because swords generally represent kind of like our thoughts. I'm not saying you're not thinking, not at all. But what I'm saying is that I feel for a lot of you, you're kind of caught up in the emotion, the present feeling of the current accomplishment, as opposed to, it's almost like, so it's like when you're at school and you know, for example, you need to get I don't know, 3 A's, 2 B's and 4 C's or whatever it is minimum to get onto the college course, university course, whatever, that you want to move on to next. And you've just accomplished that, you've got the C. You could have easily got a B or an A, but you knew you only needed the C. So you just, you know what I mean? It's like that. So with the Four of Pentacles clarifying the Ten of Wands. Sorry. With the Ten of Wands and the Four of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Cups, which is interesting as well. I've got Four of Wands, Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Anyway, what I'm seeing here is you holding on to something. So in this card, what I'm seeing is, it's like this guy, he knows his wife or girlfriend, what have you, partner is a zombie. And obviously you can't really, as a human being, be in a relationship with a zombie. That ain't gonna work. But he's refusing to let it go. He's refusing to move on. It's like if you've ever watched The Walking Dead, you know, when the governor has his daughter, oh, spoilers, by the way, so, who is a zombie. He refuses to accept that she's a zombie. She's still his little girl. She's not. And that's kind of like what it is. It's like holding on to a relationship that is okay, that's average, even though you want and deserve better. And I'm not slagging that person off at all. I'm not saying that they're horrible or anything like that. What I'm saying is that there's someone out there that's a better fit for you, but then that there's also someone who's a better fit for them. It's like that. And with regards to the work side of things, it's like you're settling. Like I said, it's not, you need to push yourself more. With the Ten of Wands, it's telling me that there is work ahead. Like I said earlier, there is work ahead, and I think you know that. And you know, as is with human nature, it's kind of like, ugh, I don't want to. But if you want to genuinely achieve and be the best you can be, you need to put in that work. With the Four of Pentacles, you need to stop settling and holding on. You need to let it go. You need to move forward. Now with the Star clarifying the Nine of Cups. What's interesting is this particular style always gives me slight, it always reminds me a little bit of Temperance. But instead of the jugs being poured into one another, she's pouring it away. She's pouring it away, and it's kind of, it's just almost a repetition of what we're saying here is about letting it go. Water and tarot generally is your emotions, your feelings, and I'm not saying don't have emotions, don't have feelings, obviously. What I'm saying is that it's okay to release them and use your logical mind sometimes. You don't want to be like this lady here and sit in a fantasy world forever. It's all well and good, but it's not real. The Ace of Cups clarifying the Seven of Wands. That is confirming about the initial success, the initial completion of something. Generally, the Ace of Cups does tend to point towards a new connection with another person. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be business. It could be friendship. It could even be a family member maybe you reconnected with. Because for me, this Seven of Wands is telling us about how you've had the initial success of something. Ace of Cups is clarifying that, and I think what they're saying is that it's going to lead. Yeah, again, it's just saying the same thing. It's just the beginning. The Empress and the Star. Again, so the Empress is earth energy. So you're looking at Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Obviously, they don't have to be any of your signs, but if they are, take it as confirmation. It's a lot to do with your feminine energy. Now, regardless of what gender you identify as, everyone has both masculine and feminine energy within them. Feminine energy tends to be more towards your feelings, the emotions, the softer side of the human nature. Whereas the Emperor is the masculine of that. As you can see, she's got the female sign here as well. Is the masculine side, so the more logical, action taking, planning kind of part of things. And that's exactly what we're saying here, is that you are very much in your feminine energy. I feel you need to be a bit more in your masculine energy. And with the Seven of Wands here, with the clarifying justice, it's just telling me about the struggle between your heart and your head. It's the inner turmoil. And the Six of Pentacles was on the back of the deck. It's not clarifying the Page of Cups. But what it's saying, it's more to do with balance. Yeah, it's like sharing. Maybe it's, yes, okay, yes, thank you. Sorry. So it's like delegation is what I'm getting here. So if this is to do with work side of things, it's kind of like, yes, there is a lot of hard work to do, but you don't have to go take the difficult route. There is an easier route, and the easier route is delegation. Have help from people. If it's to do with a relationship, again, it's similar in the sense that you don't need to be the one always in charge. You don't need to be the one that's always in control. Let the other person plan a date. Let them get you a present without you telling them what you want. You know, that it's like that. That's all I'm getting for you, pile 3. Is that you've got the initial completion of something, the initial success of something, but there is a lot more work to be done. You don't need to go it alone, but you do need to make sure you are getting a bit more into your masculine energy and applying more of your logical mind as opposed to your emotional mind. You need to trust people a bit more and be a bit more open, and not feel you have to do everything by yourself. And share your success with others is something that's coming out here very much. It is what I'm seeing. I'm not saying you have to, you know, give everyone £1,000, you know, or just buy the office some donuts or something. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's apologies if you can hear the music in the background there. Someone's just pulled up in the car park and they're blasting a bit of Wham! Last Christmas. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. So I hope that resonated. I hope that helps in some way, shape or form. And as always, I send you guys much love and much peace.